Well, how's it going, Kingsman? I know it's been a while, and I hope you guys are ready for some more NTW3. Been out for a week doing chemistry, hazmat chemistry, actually. It was a 5-day course, plus I worked the 2 days before, and then I would have worked today, but I got off early. Just for my own sanity, being at work for so long. But we're back, guys. I feel smarter in some ways with the chemistry portion, but I have missed the battles and recording and hanging out with you guys in a way. And I figured the best way to start off the break is a battle of Aspern-Essling. Now, of course, we do not have the historical cores on the field. These are the theaters of war armies, no cores. A lot of really good players, and man, the death to kill ratio on both sides was so good. I couldn't tell who won. I think I know who won, but I honestly don't know. But anyway, let's go over the points before this battle actually kicks off, because you can see already lots of British and French cavalry staring each other down. So on the French side, you have a 11-point France Russia center. You have an 10-point France Österreich, 7-point France Russia Sud, and 8-point France Egypt. On the coalition side, you have a 9 UK Portugal, actually 2 of those, a 9-point Russia, and a 9-point Spain. So, you know, more of the peninsular, no Austrians. Technically, I guess this Russia is a Russia-Austria mix. Lots of Spanish and UK, Portuguese on the field with some Russians as well. This should prove to be a very fun, awesome battle already at Aspern. Fighting is starting to set off. Now, of course, you have the British pushing over the Spanish as well over on this side. The Russians pushing through the center, and the other UK as well. So kind of a consolidation. We've seen a match more recently on this, and it proved to be quite interesting. It was a huge raging fight around Aspern, and then the kind of area around it, but Essling didn't get touched. And so far, looks like that's going to happen again today. Everybody seems to be ignoring Essling. It doesn't seem as a critically important part of the fight. Now, maybe the French will garrison it and use it as a flank to push out, so the coalition will have to watch out for that, of course. But you can see consolidation seems to be the key right now for this coalition of forces. And when I say coalition, guys, this is actually, if you think about this a lot, you have some Austrians in the mix of the Russian army. So Austrians representing, Russians representing, you have Portuguese and the British being represented. You have the Spanish. Lots of the coalition. Now, of course, we are missing, who are we missing? Prussia, I guess, technically. Prussia, and some of the smaller ones, but the bigger ones, besides Prussia, all the other coalition armies are here on the field. Already, some French artillery was firing in here, trying to get some kills, maybe snipe some artillery. 2 generals hanging out right here.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Behind this building, you see the artillery was kind of maybe going for him. I'm not totally sure. Man, look at all this infantry. And the Spanish army brought 4,865 men, the most men out of any army. Maybe not the greatest quality for all the troops. They do have some good units here and there, but they do have a large army, which may help them. I'm expecting to see some great things from the Spanish with that mass of infantry. In Spain seems to be going for the center. Maybe they're going to soak up the center, get a lot of more of the damage taken. Looks like there was a cavalry fight we missed. Some Portuguese cavalry clashing with, what is this? Oh, this is the 8-point France Egypt Corps protecting that flank. It looked like some cavalry did break, so maybe there was an exchange. But yeah, guys, so, I mean, I guess we're waiting for this all to go up. So yeah, like I said, I was doing hazmat chemistry. I do have, in a month, I have hazmat tech. So the chemistry portion was kind of the beginning, learning how different chemicals, which, you know, we could deal with, or will deal with, or do deal with, you know, how they react, how to deal with them. More of the chemistry behind it, you know, how things break down, how to, you know, balance equations to kind of balance and neutralize acids and bases and that sort of thing. I'm not trying to get too much into it because, you know, that's not what you guys watch in here, but I do have the Hazmat Tech portion coming up, and that is actually 2 weeks long. So I will be out again next month, the beginning of the month, unfortunately. But you know, it's something I love. I love this portion of the job, dealing with the hazardous materials. We even have, you know, radiological materials because we have the I don't work at the labs or even technically really close to it, but yeah, we will come in contact. Hopefully never, but at some point may come in contact with radioactive materials of some sort. Probably the odds aren't that high. They do a good job, all that, but yeah, I mean, just, you know, make me better able to prepare for anything that may happen, I guess. Anyway, enough about that. This horse artillery dueling it out, looks like, with the French artillery. No one seems to really be making a move. I think the French are waiting, at least for now, for the coalition to make a move. I think they've garrisoned this sunken road. A lot of skirmishers out in front. Cavalry, of course, is protecting them. It does look like the UK are going to form up. They have skirmishers pushed out in front of their lines. And it's been a while since we've seen this much British, guys. It's kind of nice to see the British back in the field. Artillery maybe trying to go for a general here. Beresford coming close to getting his career ended early. Nice open area, though. A huge open map here. Now, it does look like the UK are going for Essling. So if they take the city, that's a beautiful far left flank for them. They can defend the city. No one can really outflank them unless they go through the town or go far around, and they will definitely see it come in and be able to reform as needed. No one can just smack in. That's a beautiful, like, place to pivot from, at least for them. Now, it does look like this other British army on the far other flank, they seem to be going far right towards Aspern with their masses of infantry. Have a good mix of Portuguese in their army. As their armies are, this must be the 2,617 men. Another one must be the 1495. The biggest army for the French would be the 10-point France Österreich with 2,700 men. And then I think they have one with 2,400, then 1,700, then 913. Definitely the coalition outnumber the Imperials. Trying to see a little bit of skirmishing now happening here. I definitely think the Imperials invested in artillery. I'm seeing several batteries here, especially right here. I'm seeing at least, I would guess, at least 6 guns ranged here, plus 2 more sitting over here. Let's even count them. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good grief. Oh my god, okay, there's basically, there must be 3 and then there's 4. I would guess 7 guns. Maybe 8. Either way, that is a lot of artillery being sent down to this poor UK army. They're getting what for? And we have, alright, here we go, the zoomed out view. You look at this, they got themselves all set up here. They got a reserve, very well organized. UK on the left flank, UK on the right flank, Spain and Russia in the center. They are just very well prepared. Oh, that's, my computer does not like that. Let's try this. Still too many. Try this angle. Almost 5,000 men right here, guys. That's insane. And if the Russians fall in right with them, this could be a beautiful advance. We may see a very well coordinated assault. That's what I'm hoping for. You even got the general here. Look at him. He's with his men. They're about to make a desperate dash across, maybe a huge dash across a very open field. Look at this. How many miles would this be? I mean, depending on how close they're getting to the, like, the French line, I'm assuming is at that sunken road or sunken riverbed. Either way, that's quite a long distance to have to march. That is a long distance. It doesn't look like it to us, because we're so zoomed out. But especially with artillery facing off against you, it'd be madness for them to do it, right? Well, we're going to see if they're going to do it. We will see. Right now, everybody's kind of getting themselves in the position they want. I'm assuming there's a French army in reserve. Wouldn't surprise me. I think there's probably one in the town. There's probably one set up on this side, and there probably is one more set up along here, maybe. Yeah, who knows? It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, obviously, both sides are going to start scouting here. We have the flank swinging in for the UK coming from Essling. The UK stretching their lines in front of Aspern. And the UK are, or not the UK, but the coalition gotta watch out so the French don't scout their positions. Artillery hopefully will drive back any venturing cavalry a little too close. They don't want them probably to know exactly where their army is. These guys are all hidden still. Which is why I love the Fog of War. At first I thought it was a terrible thing when I first started playing this mod. But I was like, it really does help, because you can totally... Like, I mean, realistically, you would be able to, if you were here to here, you'd see something happening here. You would see some forces. You wouldn't probably be able to tell how many. You'd probably be able to see something here. You'd be able to see that they have infantry in the center, which, I mean, it's pretty obvious that there's infantry in the center from the French perspective. Oh. We have the advance. We have the advance being given. The first section of the Spanish army makes their move. Grenadiers in the third line. They have guard infantry in the second with some volunteers. I'm not sure if this is light infantry or just regular line infantry. But not... Oh, okay. There it begins already. This is like Gettysburg Charge almost. Thousands of men advancing across the open terrain. This is going to be crazy. The artillery is going to have a field day with this artillery. I mean, this infantry. There's no way this goes well. But if they all coordinate, and I see Russia moving with them, they are definitely all in a VC, I would guess, all in a voice chat together, coordinating. You have cavalry rushing out in front to try to get rid of skirmishers. All right, they all fired. Now they can charge in. Let's see how well this coordinates. Heavy cavalry, light cavalry. Let's see if the skirmishers die. The first position where the French gets charged. And I'm seeing the wavering by the skirmishers already. Now cavalry from France going to charge in. They're going to hit that heavy cav from Spain, though. Spain does lose some of their cavalry as well. Infantry now going to drive in. This is basically the skirmish line, the skirmisher line that was out in front. The pickets, basically, I guess, was a Civil War, American Civil War term, but the pickets are going to be driven in, and the main line's probably being thrown forward for the advance. This is a crazy advance being made here. Look at this. Look at this advance. Now artillery is punching some holes through this Spanish line, but there's too many lines here for the French to truly be able to focus down and actually do a decimating amount of damage here. More French cavalry rushing in. Probably going to try to slow down as best they can this advance. Gosh, guys, look at the massive infantry. Like, if you consider it, 5,000 basically Spanish, along with 1,500. So that's what? 6,500. 6,500 plus one of the UK units, a smaller UK army, another 15. 8,000 men, right? Am I right with my math there? 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, almost 8,000 men. All concentrated here. I don't think the French have enough. They probably have so much massed up in Aspern. And that's not even including this UK army that's pushing up to flank. And yep, there's the guns. Oh, I was right. 8 guns. Look at me. I'm so smart. Yeah, so this gun battery is gonna have to be eliminated very quickly for the French, for the coalition to actually have a real chance at winning this. Canister is starting to batter down some of this infantry. France has some lines formed up. Doesn't seem like, honestly, a lot of lines, but they have some. The canister really going to take a toll. They need some cavalry to rush for the guns. And here we go. We see the French mobilizing here. They were not prepared for the huge advance that that the coalition honestly made. The canister are going to be a pain, though. Insane pain. I expect Spain is going to take high casualties here. This canister is going to probably obliterate several lines of Spanish infantry. Here we go. The nice flank. We have Russia, Sud, France trying to hold against the UK, trying to be a flanking force here. He was in the far right flank, so we could try swinging in and putting some pressure on the UK. Here we go, though. Russia advancing as well. He has his Russian guard in the front. Ooh, they're sending in their best quality immediately. They're trying to shock, I think, this French army. Open this advance. Look at that. It looks cool. It looks so cool. And the UK putting pressure on the town, so the French can't just... They're going to have to be tied up a little bit. They can't just mobilize immediately. These poor militia. He probably sent them in to take up the canister shots, so the rest of the army can start pushing here. You can see already the French, they are cracking under the pressure. Their poor infantry is probably going to start breaking soon. Yep. Oh, no. The guard getting focused by canister and breaks. Good grief. Cavalry going to save this position. The French have to depend on this position. Oh my goodness, it's about to get messy. I can sense it. It's getting messy. Here we go. French cavalry going in here. They do form a square. At the same time, some dragoons smacking it against the French line. The pressure mounting. Even the UK sending in some grenadiers. Russia going in with some dragoons of their own. They have cuirassiers as well. The cavalry guard. So some insane amounts of cavalry. Spain gonna have to try to hold as best they can. The UK now totally tied up, guys. I'm gonna try to catch it all, but there's so much happening all at once.
Our men are running, sir.
Nice chunky lines from the Egyptian French corps, backed up by that artillery. Masses of French infantry. They just need to get it in position before they get just buckled down on. Look at this point blank fire. Here we go, cav on cav. As the cavalry guard take on some cuirassiers. Oh, yes. Grenadiers now going for the guns. The guns are being silenced. Spain rushing forward. Infantry engaged with France. Holy cow. This is epic. This is a brilliant first replay to get back into it. Look at the reserves that Spain has, too. Let's zoom out here. Looks like more cavalry throwing themselves in here. Several fronts. The Emperor's chambermaids, some light UK dragoons battling it out. Looks like France is sending in some of their cavalry, some cuirassiers. Guard forming square. Cavalry guard still in here to kind of defend it. More squares formed against the French cavalry. This is not going the way I think that France wants it at this point in time. Lots of cavalry. Do they have a cav corps? I think France had a cav corps. I think that's the 11-point France. Yeah, that's definitely a cav corps. Oh, this is a mess. Portuguese are pushing forward here, though. You can see Egypt, France, Egypt is starting to struggle a little bit. That first line of militia is broken. Spain is just moving forward. They are lurching forward here with just the massive infantry they have. Oh, on this side, the Cav Corps, they're cycling in and out, but these squares from the Russian Guard just holding them back. And they have infantry kind of defending the French. The French need to get some infantry on these square bulls. And over here, Cavalry Guard starting to break up.
Our men are running, sir.
Okay, that's a nice canister against that cavalry guard, but I think that's the rest of them gone. It's a lot of cavalry. Nice charge against Spain. This would be a nightmare of a battle to be in. Imagine the blood. Oh, a little Femin there. They stopped though. Look at this, the cavalry and infantry. This square alone here, these guard have been fighting desperately for quite some time now. Holding their ground, guys, a crucial point in the battle. They are literally, if they can hold back the heavy cav, I mean, the heavy cav is going to cycle in elsewhere. This could turn into a nightmare, though, for the Cav Corps. Now, we are starting to see France, Egypt counterattacking the UK. We'll see how well this works for them. It may do very well. Make an impact with the UK's lines. They have reserves shifting over as well, some cavalry as well. Oh, another heavy cav charge. Squares formed again. That's the problem, guys. This cavalry guard is supported by infantry on several fronts. Now, France, Russia, Sud still holding this left flank and stopping the UK from being able to truly collapse in on the French. So much happening here. Squares were formed. Looks like, yeah, squares here. This cavalry is not able to make really a dent on the Spanish line right now. In the center here, there's been a constant firing back and forth. The cavalry keeps going back and forth. I think they're trying to break this cavalry guard here. And did they finally catch? Their cav has to be exhausted. They have to be. It does look like France managed to be stopped, or France was stopped here. We have cavalry guard over here as well, so France needs to watch out. The UK trying to counterattack, maybe. Bro, this fight's insane. There's chaos, but it's an organized chaos, I feel like, especially over here. So the Russians seem to have kind of put a bit of a pause here in the fighting. Spain and the UK over here are just absolutely in the thick of it still. Cavalry constantly rushing in here. Beautiful cav charge. Left flank a little bit more orderly. The center right, I see Spain really starting to have some wavering. Now, keep in mind, guys, Spain still does have, they still have some of their reserves left. And there's the heavy Russian cavalry on that side as well. Chasseur Cheval not gonna make a dent, unfortunately. A lack of infantry for the French here, and that is going to maybe start being their downfall. They have too much cav, not enough infantry here, and the problem is there's enough squarables for the coalition that it's not going to matter how much cavalry is thrown at them. They just can form a square, and the cavalry it's impossible for them to deal with it. And the French are going to have to start calling for retreat just because the weight of the enemy is starting to really tell here. Russian Guard, that would have been a fun faction to play as in this battle. You know, you just have this side, you have some heavy cav that you're using as well. On this side, all this cavalry, they need to get into action, but they've done quite a bit. But UK, honestly, I thought them getting counterattacked would be the end for them, but well done. They held off beautifully. Oh, this cavalry's getting obliterated. But France, Egypt still holding. For now, they're against the UK, who have some excellent shooting. Here we go. Another heavy cav charge. Oh, they're getting shot down as they charge in, but they still do make impact with the Spanish line. One square on the flank gets formed. I've not really been able to pay attention to this as much. But the France is starting to break over here as well. It does look, I believe, the UK or the Russians kind of helped the UK out. You can see over here, sending some infantry. I think they're sending some cav in too. But this is coming down to a numbers battle, which I did make that note in the beginning. The numerical advantage. The numbers are against this heavy cav, I think, even. They're sending in all the cavalry they can. You really look at this realistic. Oh no. Cavalry's gonna stop this crosshair dead in their tracks. They're probably gonna get flanked here. Cav on cav. It would be a terrible day to be a French or a Russian cavalryman. Honestly, the loss of life would be high. This portion of the field is just a fighting back and forth, volleys across this dry riverbed. Man, it's almost like cloudy looking with all the smoke. Almost. In the thick of it, it probably would be very cloudy feeling. Like, where's the sun? We do have the French making a stand here in the tree grove. It looks like they were actually putting some sting on the UK. So the UK is going to pull back from that. I'm seeing some wavering here from the Spanish. Oh, and the counter charge. This is it, guys. I think this is the French desperate, basically, you know, one last ditch effort to try to break the Spanish army. Does look like, man, it's not over yet. The flags would be the truly only way about to tell what's actually happening. You just gotta follow your regimental flag, I feel like. Portuguese cav charging in here. I do think this is going to be it, though. The French are starting to lose numbers here at a very higher rate at this point. Like I said, the infantry, there was just not as much infantry. Naples even on the field. Wow, they have several factions here on the field today. Wait, yeah, Naples, right? Neapolitan Guard.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
This was a bloodbath. I mean, you look... Oh my gosh, dude. That is insane. That is so much death. That is so much death everywhere. And honestly, there's not just a bunch of French. There's a lot of coalition I see dead on the ground. If the coalition win, which I think at this point it looks like they may, it's not going to be a very easy won victory for them. That's a very hard fought victory. I mean, looking at how much of the Spanish army's left, they probably took 50% casualties. No way they didn't.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must retreat.
And some Saxons on the field too.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must retreat.
All right, I think that's the battle. Yeah, unless something changes. I mean, there's too much of the coalition left. Not enough of the... Oh, look at this, though. France-Russia center. Especially with the Neapolitan infantry getting some kills off. Give some Brunswick. Jaegers. Use the fast forward button briefly here. I don't want to discredit the final stand of the Russia Sud, though the France-Russia Sud, but you know, battle wind down here. So we have some cavalry on cavalry.
Our men are running, sir.
From UK charging in for the bayonet. Cold steel. I think that is finally the battle. Yeah, that is the battle, and well played, both sides. Man, like I said, I mean, we'll see in just a second here. That is insane amount of kills, and the French did dish out a lot of damage. They absolutely dished out a lot of damage, as you will see, like I said, in just a second here. So well played to them. It's a general going for the horse artillery. That's hilarious.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must pray.
Oh, that's funny. All right, let's see here. I think this was sent in by the the Spanish player. You can see, man, you got some insane, not an insane amount of kills, I guess, but quite a lot of kills, especially with that guard infantry. But let's pull up the results here, so you can see on the Spanish or the coalition side, you have Knight of Shoegaze playing as Spain. Yep, there you go. You can see almost 5,000 men. He lost 2581. He did kill 2215. You have Tech as the Russia. He got 1054 for the kills. You have Ricardo as the UK, 1459. Melkor's other UK, 1007. Other side, Matt Bob, I believe that was a Cav Corps he was playing. Not totally sure, but I believe so. He got 705 for the kills. Heinze has 10 point France with 1892. Beauregard has 7 France with 1047. And Philippe has 8 France Egypt, 1444. So like I said, guys, I mean, a lot of good kills on both sides. Heinze almost had as many as Knight of Shoegaze. They were tied for the most kills. Looks like then everybody else kind of almost was even. Cav Corps usually don't get a lot of kills, so I wouldn't. Yeah, that's about that. But yeah, guys, what a battle! What a good way to start off once again on the recording. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for not, just disappearing when I don't post for a while. Like I said, I know I keep saying it. I know you guys you've always said that you understand and, appreciate that I prioritize job over this hobby, but I appreciate that you guys prioritize sticking around. I do appreciate that. It means a lot to know that you guys aren't just dipping out when I go a week without posting. It takes the pressure off of me when I do have stuff come up, but also I appreciate you guys even more. So anyway, guys, that is it. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and as always, I will catch you all in another video.